Hello to you all. My name is Dr. Eliaz, and today I want to talk to you about how to block the survival protein galectin-3, which is a driving force and the hidden cause of aging and chronic diseases. In my background, I'm a physician, and I have a Master of Science in Chinese medicine, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist, trained in diverse medical systems. I've been in practice for over 30 years, in fact, close to 40 years. I have decades of training and teaching in mind-body medicine. I'm the author of the bestseller book, The Survival Paradox, which offers a new paradigm, a new understanding of health and disease. And I'm a researcher. I published multiple peer-reviewed papers. I'm a recipient of NIH research grants with focus on galectin-3, the survival paradox protein, and I formulate natural products for decades. So what is a survival paradox? We are built to survive as people, as human beings, as a species, down to our organs, our tissues, our cellular levels, and our metabolic function that can differentiate between producing energy at time of peace through normal mitochondrial function and producing energy as part of survival response, where we produce energy much faster, but highly inefficient, only 5% efficiency with a lot of byproducts. So this survival response is automated and innate in us through our autonomic nervous system. If it's so basic, it has to be automated. Within a fraction of a second, we respond either with a fight response that equates to inflammation, or we respond with a flight response, with a hiding response that creates a microenvironment, a shielding environment, a biofilm, a lattice formation, an area where infections can hide, where cancer can hide, where the metabolism is changed and can be damaging to us. So while we have this automatic response that happens within a fraction of a second, very quickly afterwards, we get a biochemical response by producing the survival paradox protein galectin-3, which drives the survival response and gets stuck in the survival response. And as a result, the survival response, what we are trying to do to survive, leads to inflammation, fibrosis, the cytokine storm and abnormal immune response, and damage from mycotoxins and of course from heavy metals, from pesticides, and will drive chronic illness of all kinds, rapid aging, cancer formation and metastases, and autoimmunity and immune disorders. So how does it happen? The survival response to a sense of danger and the body's response trying to repair the problem through inflammation and fibrosis, which will lead to organ degeneration and will create this vicious cycle that draws in more and more organs and slowly or rapidly will damage our health. And all of this is driven by the harmful paradox protein galectin-3. So what is galectin-3, the survival paradox protein? The galectin-3 is produced by the body very rapidly in response to stress, toxins, illness, injury, and aging. And what it does, it is a detector and the bus, the driver that will drive the different ligands that are attached to the galectin-3 through this receptor called carbohydrate recognition domain. And this will drive different ligands to the target tissue. This can be inflammatory ligands, hyperviscosity ligands, ligands that will dysregulate the immune response, that will create blood vessel growth, that will alter our metabolism. So what happens is because galectin-3 is so pivotal and it's an upstream protein, it will create a chain of events that will trigger inflammation and fibrosis and will end up causing organ damage, cancer, and other issues. And blocking galectin-3 is shown to halt and reverse these serious conditions. How does it do it from a structural point of view? This is a galectin-3. It's a protein that is attached to a carbohydrate. And here we have the different ligands that we mentioned. There's a long list of them. And the ligand gets attached to the galectin-3, and it creates a pentamer. The pentamers attach to each other, and they create a lattice formation, a coating. And this coating can be a biofilm where infections are hiding, can be an area where mycotoxins and other pesticides and other harmful substances can hide, can be an area with less oxygen where it attaches to the cell, where cancer cell can thrive, and where the metabolism of the cell can be altered from a normal metabolism to a survival metabolism that shifts us into glycolysis that eventually will damage the cell and will damage our health. And this is why it's so fundamental. We know that stress damages us, but it's galectin-3 that reacts and starts this chain of event. It's really at the top of the waterfall cascade that will drive damage. And as a result, we can see galectin-3 is a hidden root cause of so many illnesses, chronic and acute, from cancer and fibrosis to sepsis, heart disease, kidney disease. It will increase mortality. It will drive arteriosclerosis by creating this lattice formation, this arteriosclerotic plaque, etc. So you can understand why addressing it can have such a profound effect on our health, and why using modified citrus pectin is really a foundational dietary supplement strategy for our health and well-being. So what happens with the galectin-3? The galectin-3 is, as I mentioned, an upstream molecule. It's at the top of the flowing river or the waterfall. And as it goes down, it will create inflammation, and it will drive the cytokine storm and abnormal immune function. It will create immune dysfunction, and it will create abnormal cell activity, resulting downstream with sepsis, fibrosis, cancer, biofilm and dysbiosis of the gut, organ failure, autoimmune diseases. And we often want to affect our health in the downstream level by removing cytokines, by removing problematic compounds. But this is really like having a waterfall and trying to catch the water at the bottom with a bucket. If we can shut it down right up here, we can prevent all of this cascade from happening. And how do we block galectin-3? We block it by using modified citrus pectin, which is the most researched and the only commercially available and proven galectin-3 inhibitor. So what is modified citrus pectin? Well, to understand what is modified citrus pectin, we have to first look at what is pectin. So pectin is a long chain of carbohydrate, of galacturonic acid, high molecular weight, 90 to 200, 100 to 300 kilodalton, does not get absorbed. It's large and it's indigestible. And it's esterified, it's not charged. So it cannot bind to heavy metals, for example. But when you modify pectin to a specific very small structure, smaller than 15 kilodaltons, you can see a fraction of this, and to a very specific structure, it does get absorbed from the gut systemically, where it will exert its galectin-3 inhibition effects, blocking effect, and its biological supportive benefits. How does it do it? The galacturonic acid in galectin-3 and the side sugars like rhamnose and arabinose, which are well-known immune enhancer and detoxifying sugars. So this unique structure of modified citrus pectin, which is low molecular weight and is high in these neutral sugars, and it has activated chains that are charged, will come and will bind to this part of the galectin-3 called the carbohydrate recognition domain. And when it binds it, it dislodges the different ST ligands. It dislodges the galectin-3 from the cell membrane. And as a result, the pentamer will break down to single galectin-3. The lattice formation will fall apart. The microenvironment will be disrupted, and the body can heal itself or can allow other medications, treatments, nourishment, supplement to come and help us heal. And this is why modified citrus pectin is so foundational, because of the help it does itself by allowing the body to get better and its natural synergistic effects with other methods. So when we look again at galectin-3, now with better understanding, we look at the driver of the survival response, trauma and injury, aging. We are not repairing as well, driving inflammation and fibrosis, infections, stress, the spike in galectin-3, and all the midstream and downstream effect that we discussed already. If we can block it up here, we will eliminate all of these results. And this is what happens when you take modified citrus pectin. By neutralizing galectin-3, you are creating a nutritional support, an effective and efficient nutritional support that will really affect our health on all levels. And as a result, if you look at the research of modified citrus pectin, and the modified citrus pectin that I developed has about 80 published papers, you will see that it has some inhibition of galectin-3 for total body health and aging. It provides oncological nutritional support. It supports cardiovascular and kidney health. It supports detoxification, heavy metals, mycotoxins, and others. It balances the immune function and regulates it, a key issue, and it synergizes with other therapies in multiple areas, including in oncological nutritional support. So the only research modified citrus pectin, the original one and the only research one, where all the 80 published papers are published on it, that has been there from the inception, from 1995, is Pectosol modified citrus pectin. So how do you use Pectosol? It depends on your needs. If you are under 40, if you are healthy, if you're doing it more for general wellness, and it's your foundational supplement, it's the first supplement I recommend. You can use only 1 scoop or 6 capsules once a day, 30 minutes before breakfast. If you want to enhance the benefits, if you want to detoxify, if you want to support your joint health, your brain health, you can take 1 scoop twice a day. And if you want to optimize the results, if you are dealing with health issues, if you want to optimize immune regulation, oncology, nutritional support, aging, other inflammation and fibrosis-driven health issues where you want to give this unique nutritional support, you will go with a full dose of 1.5 scoops or 9 capsules twice a day. And you decide on your dose based on your condition and your goals, not based on your blood test galectin-3 levels. The main use of galectin-3 testing is in case that you were not aware and you think that your health is good and your galectin-3 comes more elevated than you expect. And these days, with the automated measurements, anything up above 15 is elevated, you got to go to the full dose. If you want it for oncological nutritional support and your galectin-3 is above 17, you will go to 20 grams a day, 2 scoops twice a day. In my book, The Survival Paradox, I give a lot of information on how to use it. So again, for baseline, 1 serving per day, for total body health, for healthy aging. If you are shifting into immune support, detox, optimized inflammation response, cardiovascular support, you go to 2 scoops a day, and for best results, you go to 3 servings per day. And you'll stay here until your health really improves, and then you can shift to a lower dose. In my opinion, really, if you're not under 40 and you had some health issues, stay with at least 10 grams a day on an ongoing basis. And into this, you can add other dietary regimens, lifestyle regimens, and other supplements. So this is a summary, a brief summary of why galectin-3 is so pivotal for our health, why it causes such wide damaging effects, how to block galectin-3, and how to optimize it by the use of modified citrus pectin. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in one of my other webinars.